Hello and welcome to today's webinar where we're going to be focusing on our global programs and more specifically the Experience the 50 portion of our global programs, where it's an opportunity to experience the world of global business right here in the United States. Hello, my name is Aaron Shaw. I'm the Assistant Director of Recruitment for our full-time MBA and MS programs, and I'm joined today by our global programs student assistant, Emily. Hello, Emily. Thanks for joining.
Hello, thank you for having me.
And we're going to hear plenty from Emily today as we progress through today's presentation. We're also joined by a couple of our student ambassadors who have actually participated on some of these trips. First up, we have Anders Rosén, who is a current MBA in his second year. Hello, Anders. Thanks for joining.
Good morning, Aaron. Appreciate you inviting me along to speak a little bit about global programs.
Yeah, of course. Looking forward to your story. As well as Robert Siegel, who's a current undergraduate student here at the University of Buffalo School of Management. Hello, Robert. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. So without further ado, let's jump into it. What we're going to be talking about today is what exactly is Experience the 50, and we'll get Emily's insight there before moving into each individual option or opportunity as it pertains to specific trips. First up, we'll be talking about the culture and engagement opportunities in Niagara Falls, which if you're not from the Buffalo area, this is the trip for you. Niagara Falls is an absolute must visit. The West Coast Tech Trek in San Francisco, and Anders is going to share his experiences there. The Leadership, Industry, and Culture trip in Chicago, the Midwest Tech Trek in Austin, which Robert has participated in, as well as the Disney Business and Practices feature in Orlando, Florida, the Industry and Culture in Philadelphia, the Business Practices, Leadership, and Culture in both Massachusetts and North Carolina. And then we'll talk about next steps. Who can apply, application deadlines, all the logistics involved in this prior to actually going on a trip. And finally, we'll wrap up today with ways to stay connected beyond just this webinar. Okay, so you're here, you're interested in learning more about Experience the 50, so let's talk about exactly what it is. And so I'm going to pass it over to Emily to share some insight and some details about exactly what Experience the 50 is.
Perfect. So Experience the 50 programs are short-term, usually weekend-long experiences. Obviously, we've had to do virtual this past semester and then this spring, but hopefully we'll be back to physical travel in the future. And students are able to interact with alumni in various cities in the United States. In addition to completing case studies and doing other fun activities with the classmates that are in class with them. The basic setup of how we do it is prior to the program, you participate in 2 class sessions. This is just with the classmates and the faculty lead of each trip. And then the program itself is usually a Thursday night, a Friday all day, and then a Saturday morning. The Thursday night with the virtual, we've been doing breakout rooms where you're able to network with the various alumni that join us. And then during the Friday session, we have alumni come in for separate sessions, and they give longer presentations, discussions, and it's more interactive. And then the Saturday morning is usually when we do the case presentations and some more cultural activities for each individual city.
Excellent, thank you. And for the audience, as you can see on your screen, the pictures that are provided here are pre-COVID. And the hope and wish is that we get back to this, in the very near future. But the virtual opportunities still offer a ton of value. And talking with current student program ambassadors, you'll have an opportunity to learn more about that. But let's kick things off with Niagara Falls specifically. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're coming to Buffalo from the outside area, it's an absolute must. As a matter of fact, this specific trip is offered exclusively for School of Management transfer students. So Emily, what can students expect when traveling to Niagara Falls?
Yeah, so this past fall was actually the first time we did the Niagara Falls experience. So unfortunately, the travel portion was not involved. But usually you will expect to be able to experience both the US and the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. This past fall, Professor Siaki focused more on community service in the Niagara Falls area. Obviously, this was virtual community service, but I do believe they were still able to make an impact and learn about the Niagara Falls area. And it's nice for transfer students who are outside of the Buffalo area coming into Buffalo, because you're really able to experience one of the great things about Buffalo and see this amazing waterfall.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, moving on to the West Coast Tech Trek, and dare I say, it's a fan favorite amongst the students that are able to participate. To learn a little bit more about that, I pass it over to Anders to share his experiences. Anders, take it away.
Hey, there's me actually in the picture right next to, I don't know, what do they name the droid in at Google? I don't know what the name is of that little guy, but that's me next to the little green guy. Yeah, so the West Coast Tech Trek. So the last time I participated in the trip last January of 2020 to Silicon Valley. And it's funny, when I think of the West Coast Tech Trek, it really is a trek. One of the things I learned during that trip is that Silicon Valley is huge. I'm not from the West Coast, so this was something new for me. We got to see the whole valley, which was really exciting. We visited companies north and south and east and west of the entire Bay Area. So there was going downtown to San Francisco. There was going to Mountain View. There was going to San Jose. And throughout, we had the opportunity to network with University at Buffalo alumni from the School of Management that were in a lot of different types of tech industries around that area. It would be financial technology, like with Visa. There was, big name supply chain operations and car manufacturer Tesla. There was the opportunity to go to the Google campus, as you can see from this image. And what's really, really cool, for lack of a better word, about that is that each of these places has folks from the University of Buffalo. And these are, alums who want to connect back with their hometown, the place where they got their education. And they really want to give back. And that's something to really take advantage of, to reach out to those folks, share what your experiences are, what your hopes are for your career moving forward. And they want to help. They want to help guide you. They want to help connect you to recruiters. They want to help kind of get a sense of what is it that you really want to do with your degree and what you want to learn. And that's one of the things that's really worth taking away from these trips, is not just the opportunity to go to some new place, which when you're able to travel physically is really fun and really exciting. It's actually to connect with folks from the university that are spread across the map. And that's something that you can do virtually as well. So what I've really, since doing the Tech Trek, I've still been in touch with some of the alums that I met out in San Francisco and Silicon Valley. But I will certainly also give a thumbs up to this trip, just because you really do get to see a different part of the world where the type of work that they're doing is obviously cutting edge, it's innovative, and finally, it's kind of different than Buffalo too. So you get to open your eyes up to a different way of working. We were told beforehand, make sure to wear a tie on every trip. And then Bob Newbert, the professor who took us on that trip, sidled back in and said, "Yeah, don't wear a tie. They're gonna think you look way out of context in a tie." So part of, even within the United States and within these Experience the 50 programs, you can get to bear witness to different cultures.
Yeah, outstanding. Thank you very much, Anders. And for the audience's sake, there's a video that focuses on the West Coast Tech Trek that can be found both on the Global Programs website as well as on YouTube. So I encourage you to go check that out to learn even more about that specific trip. Moving on to leadership, industry, and culture in Chicago. This is somewhat of a newer one based on the growing alumni that we have migrating towards Chicago. And so, Emily, can you talk to us a little bit more about Chicago and what that has to offer?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Chicago program is actually only open to graduate students. And Professor Siawa Samoa is actually the leader of this program. She is the faculty director of global programs. And in the Chicago trip, we this past fall focused more on healthcare and the airline industries and the effect that COVID had on those two industries. And one of the really cool things that was able to happen this past fall was we developed these case studies, and we actually had alumni come in and judge and then give feedback on the case presentations, which a lot of the students found very helpful and insightful, and they really appreciated the feedback that the alumni were able to give based on their actual experiences in the workforce. The Chicago is one of the favorites just because Professor Siawa Samoa is so supportive and she is such an amazing person. So being able to go to Chicago with her is amazing and just get to know her better. She's always willing to help her students. So any opportunity that you have to interact with her, I suggest you do. But she's very passionate about it and really does help make these programs so much better.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Professor Siasamoa is the key to all of this. So, certainly engage with her early and often if you get an opportunity when applying to participate in these programs. Okay, moving on to the Midwest Tech Trek, and we'll hear from Robert now about his experiences. So, Robert, it's all yours. Take it away.
Yeah, so I did this trip last semester, so it was virtual, so I didn't have the full in-person experience, but I think got a ton out of it. And I don't want to say more than in person, but I got like kind of a different perspective on it, especially being, you're seeing all this, I mean, like with the tech, online is so emphasized now, especially with the pandemic, but also I think after we're definitely going to see a lot of stuff just be not so in person, just because you're seeing so many companies like save money and all different kinds of stuff like that. So it was great getting that experience, just on like not in person, online. I'm not a huge tech person, so if you're worried about, you do have to be like really super interested in the specific topic. That's not the case. I was more just looking for the networking and also just to learn about different areas and different industries, not super in depth, but just learn about them definitely. And it was incredible. The alumni it was great talking to them. I didn't realize how far reaching the UB alumni were. So it was great to meet new people. And I was a little nervous going into it. I've never done any kind of networking event or trip like this. So I was nervous, but the alumni were all incredible. They were super helpful. I'm still in contact with them. Um, and just it was super organized. I was really happy about it. There were really no issues. Being online, there were so many heads up. Oh, like this might not go great, and this, but there were no issues. It was really incredible. Um, Definitely gained a lot out of it. I think I gained more confidence, not just networking via Zoom, but also I think I'll be more confident when that in-person aspect comes as well. But it was an incredible trip. I'm doing another one this semester, to Philadelphia, and I'm excited for that one as well. But I can't. There's just so much that went on, and just in the few days working with the groups were incredible. Uh, Everyone was super helpful. I was on the younger side, so I wasn't super experienced in all this stuff, but I gained so much out of it. And I don't have enough nice things to say about it.
Thank you, Robert. And you bring up some great points there, and it goes back to what Anders was talking about. Even if you were able to pre-COVID, or when you are able to post-COVID go on these trips in person, there's still going to be that virtual element of staying connected, right? And so these are valuable lessons that are learned amongst this COVID era that we're all living in right now, that there's still going to be a virtual element. And to be well versed in that and to have this much practice in that is only going to benefit you long term. So it'll be interesting to see, Robert, as you continue on and are able to participate in the in-person trips, how much further advanced you are as far as follow-ups and staying connected with these folks after concluding each of these trips. Emily, anything to add on the Austin trip as far as maybe organizations or specific alumni that students can expect to interact with?
Yeah, so one of the really cool things about Austin, I don't believe he was actually a UB alumni, but the alumni got us in contact with him. He was the CEO of Pushnami, which is a growing tech business. I think they do like push notifications. So it was kind of cool to learn about how he has been impacted by COVID and just like starting a startup in a pandemic. So hearing from him was really amazing. Um, And again, just hearing, we had somebody come in from a lot of the healthcare type industries as well, and learning about data analytics in healthcare. So even though it's a tech track, you do learn about other industries as well, which is really interesting.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on. One of the first, as far as I'm aware, Experience the 50 targets was to go down to Orlando, Florida and visit Disney for great reason, led by Professor Murray. And I bring that up because he's got a great quote down below the picture as far as what students can experience and what Disney's really all about beyond just giving children an awesome opportunity to come and interact with some of their favorite characters that they see on TV. So Emily, what can you tell us about the Disney trip in Orlando?
The Disney trip really is unique. I mean, when you think of Disney, you obviously think about the theme parks. And when you're able to travel, you are able to go down to Florida and visit the resorts and the parks. But you really do get a behind the scenes look at Disney and its operations. You're all dressed up walking through the parks. It's probably hot because it's September. I don't know. I haven't been down there in September. But it's the pictures I've seen are very cool. They all get the behind the scenes look. And then we also get to learn more about just the resorts. We also have people from the cruise lines come and speak to us. The Disney resorts have its own governing jurisdiction called the Reedy Creek Improvement District. So we also had guest speakers from this improvement district come in and speak about just how COVID has impacted Disney and the district around it. But it really is cool to see the background of Disney, not just the theatrics and the marketing of it, but the operations of it as well.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar, Disney's approach to leadership and the customer experience is world renowned. And so regardless of the industry or function that you as an undergraduate or graduate student are looking to go into, taking lessons away from the folks that quote unquote do it the best is only going to be beneficial. So yeah, to have that behind the curtain look is something kind of unique. All right. Robert mentioned that he's going to Philly here very soon. So without further ado, we'll jump right back into that one. Emily, what can you tell us about the trip to Philadelphia?
Yeah, this trip is interesting. It's actually going to be our first time hosting with the Philadelphia area. So it will be a virtual experience, but we are having Jay Schwartzkopf lead this trip. And he is the executive in residence for finance. And he is so passionate about helping his students. It is amazing. Just having meetings with him and the ideas that he has. He really does have some amazing ideas for this program and the alumni that he wants to bring in. He also, I believe, lived in Philadelphia for a while, so he has some knowledge just on the area itself, which will be really nice, especially in the virtual element, because he can share some of his firsthand experience. Although Philadelphia is going to be more finance related, there are going to be, again, other industries as well. We're doing a lot of fintech and things like that, which is interesting. And again, the case studies that we have for each of these programs are specially designed for each program. So even if you do participate in multiple programs, you will be seeing different case studies, which is super nice because you won't be bored looking at the same case study if you do multiple programs.
Great. Thank you. Okay. And one of our last opportunities is somewhat unique in the sense that it crosses over state lines and participation is within two separate states, that was being Massachusetts and North Carolina. So Emily, what about it? What are the business practices, leadership, and culture experiences that students can expect in both Massachusetts and North Carolina?
Yeah, this one's really interesting. We're actually able to do this because of the virtual element. We're able to do the dual state. So it's the first time that we're ever doing this, and we're very excited about it because we really do have a lot of alumni in these two states. For this trip, again, it is being led by Professor Siawa Samoa. And we are actually focusing on inclusivity and diversity for this program. So the case study is going to be focusing on diverse workplaces and looking into some of the companies in these two areas and seeing how they handle diversity and inclusivity, which will be super interesting. But we're really excited about it because for this one, we're not really focusing on a specific industry. So we're able to open it up to a lot of different alumni and different range of industries in the area. So students will get a really in-depth view of these two different states.
Yeah, incredible stuff. And so, attention back on the audience here. As you can see, there's a wide range of opportunities and that vary from industry focus to social climate focus, so on and so forth. But there's a little something for everybody. And you're not limited to just one. As you heard from Robert, he's gone to Austin, but he's also planning to also attend Philadelphia. So it doesn't take away from your semester either. That's an important note here. These are opportunities that take place during breaks, whether they be winter, spring, or after the spring semester concludes. So these are all in addition to the incredible programs that you're already participating in. So highly encourage you to explore one or more and participate in whatever you feel is going to closely align with expanding your network and your career goals. So with that in mind, let's talk about next steps. And Emily, for those that are interested, how do they apply? What are the deadlines? What are all the administrative bullet points here as far as next steps?
Absolutely. So if you are interested in applying, please visit our website. We have the application link right on there. We also have an email that you can email with any questions that you have about programs. And additionally, we do have photos and videos and testimonials from students about our programs if you're interested in learning more information. As for who can apply, most of the Experience the 50 programs are open to all students, undergraduate and graduate level. The Niagara Falls program is exclusively for transfer students, and then the Disney program is only for the School of Management undergraduate honors students, but all the other programs are open to all students of all levels. As for application deadlines, we are opening up our fall 2021 application upcoming, I think mid-February it'll be open. So look on our website for that. We will be updating our application deadlines for fall and for next spring coming up. We're just waiting to look into some of the deadlines for UB. And then we will be updating our website with that. So please keep an eye out for that. But yeah, go right ahead and go check out our website. Feel free to email us with any questions that you have also.
Great. And on that note, stay connected. We ultimately want to hear from you, and whether that's the global programs team, whether you've got questions about admissions for a specific program, bottom line is we want to hear from you. But as far as the global programs team, as Emily just talked about, reach out, have these conversations, even if you're an undergraduate student looking to apply for a graduate program, and this is a part of your decision-making process. Everybody's happy to help in any way possible. So reach out and have those conversations. With that, I do want to open it up to questions for our live audience. So if you have questions, feel free to unmute your mic and ask away, or type anything that you have in the chat box.
I do have one question. Are the applications for the current spring 2021 semester closed already?
Yes, they have been closed. If you are interested, you can email us and we can see if we can figure something out, but a couple of the programs are closed just because of how many participants we've had apply. So send us an email and we can connect about that.
Do you know which programs are still open and which email I should send that to?
Yeah, so send it. So on the slide that's up right now, we have like the management-global programs at buffalo.edu. Send an email to that email. And then the programs that are still open, I believe North Carolina, Massachusetts, it's still open. And then Philadelphia, I also believe is still open.
And for both of those classes, you guys mentioned that there would be 2 classes prior to the virtual experience. What times are those classes usually?
Yeah, they're going to be Wednesdays from 8:30 to 9:20 a.m.
Oh, okay. And how long would the virtual experience be when you get to that part?
Yeah, so they're each 3 days. So it'll be like a Thursday night, a Friday all day, and then a Saturday morning.
And it'll be completely virtual?
Yes, for this semester it's completely virtual. We're hoping for the fall semester to have some travel involved, but we're not sure yet.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for answering my questions.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I just wanted to ask about the MS in finance course. So, can you just let me know in a brief about this course?
Yeah, Devon, go ahead and send me an email and we
Mm-hmm.
can chat one-on-one offline. Just want to stay
Mm-hmm.
focused on the experience the 50 for this particular webinar.
Oh, okay, okay,
But yeah,
fine.
shoot me an email and we can talk about MS Finance at a different time.
Yeah, sure, sure.
One last question for Anders and Robert before we get out of here. Was there one person or one experience in each of the trips that you could point to and say, you know what, that had a major impact on me?
Sure, I'll jump in first, I guess. I think one thing that was really that stood out for the trip to Silicon Valley. I talked a little bit about the alumni who are connected in Silicon Valley back here to Buffalo. We got to meet the CEO of Intel, the former CEO at this point. He stepped down, I think, just recently, but his name is Bob Swan, and he is a School of Management alum. And that pretty much drilled down into just the fact that there's a really big and deep network of folks willing to help you out, because we got 30 minutes asking questions person to person with the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for me, I mean, Emily was talking about it earlier, but Emerson from Pushnami, I didn't realize there's so you hear like all these different like CEOs and a lot of them get a bad rep, but you don't hear about like the CEOs that do like incredible things for their company, for their employees. And he was one of those people who really put his employees first, and that was really eye opening for me, and maybe like take a different look at some of these companies, that they don't all have to be just money grabs, and they can actually be for their people, and not just the goal to get as much money as you can. But in the same way, you can have a successful company without having that just money grab.
Yeah, yeah, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. So with that, we are going to start to wrap up here today. As previously mentioned, we want to hear from you. We want you to stay connected, and we have plenty of ways to do so. In addition to reaching out to the global programs team, if you're thinking about graduate programs, lots of ways listed here on your screen. I'm sorry, graduate management programs listed here on your screen to engage. Current student ambassadors are always a great way to get their perspective and their insight. And there's ways through online office hours or just connecting them with them through email or LinkedIn that you can have those conversations. I offer one-on-one advising appointments. So if you feel the need, feel free to reach out, schedule a time on my calendar. We can chat one-on-one about the program that you're targeting. Virtual events. So we have had a couple already this year that were pretty big in nature. Scholarship reception in January. We're leading up to a diversity and inclusion event for diverse leaders here at the tail end of February, Women Leading Business in March, and military and veteran reception in April, just to name a few. But that virtual events calendar is littered with opportunities to connect with a lot of different stakeholders in and out of the University of Buffalo School of Management. So take advantage of those. Shout out Anders, who's the host right now of the Manageable podcast, which is next up here on our ways to stay engaged. You can find the podcast on any of the platforms that you listen to your podcasts. If you're already a podcaster, if I may use that word, add this to your playlist. It's a must. And if you've been thinking about getting into podcasting, what are you waiting for? Start with this one, Manageable Podcast. Look it up. And then finally, the webinar library. So this webinar, along with all previously recorded webinars, are available in that webinar library. So if there's something specific that you're looking for to take a deep dive into a specific topic revolving around a program or a certain aspect of a program, there's a good chance that we have something for you in that webinar library. So be sure to check that out. And then, of course, social media. You can find us on all the major platforms, and feel free to engage with us there as well. So a big thank you to Emily for sharing all of her insight and experiences with all of these different opportunities. A big thank you to Robert and Anders for sharing their experiences on their trips. A big thank you to our audience. We know that everyone's got busy schedules and, you know, life is chaotic at the moment. So it means a lot that you've taken the time out of your busy days to join us here today. We're glad that you're considering the UB School of Management. We look forward to future conversations to potentially welcoming you to the UB School of Management family. But for now, take care and goodbye.